Hello everyone. The name of our project is Complete the Incomplete, an augmented 3D reconstruction of historical monuments. The basic aim of our project is to recreate the deteriorated part of historical monuments and completing it virtually by using augmented reality based application. This is the outline of our project. Motivation and need, overview of project and statistics, terminologies and algorithms, solution and technologies, project implementation, final outcome, practical demonstration, and references. I want to share some ideas which motivated us to come up with this unique project. We had visited Vasai Fort, but many structures of fort were destructed. We did not find any reliable resource to experience scenic beauty of monuments. Many structures were totally deteriorated. During this, we come across with application named Skyview, which precisely spot and identify celestial objects in sky. This application is based on augmented reality. Hence, we thought of an application which can complete the broken or degraded monument using augmented reality by pointing phone camera to it. The need of our project is to boost tourism sector in India and preserve the history for future generations. Now I will move towards some statistics. This is the graph of inbound tourism in India. We can have glance that number of tourists arriving in India are increasing day by day. This is the another statistic of foreign exchange earning from tourism in India 2000 to 2017. We can see graph is gradually growing. Coming to the overview of the project, as we can see, the historical monuments are getting deteriorated day by day due to pollution, lack of maintenance, excessive tourism. So it is our responsibility to restore them. We are trying to virtually rejuvenate these structures. Another statistic related to it is tourists arriving in India. This graph is related to month-wise foreign tourist arrival in India during Jan 2016 to June 2018. According to this, the GDP growth through tourism shown in this diagram. After studying all graphs and statistics, we can see revenue generated from tourism is 14.625 US billion dollars.
Okay, so before moving to our actual implementation, let's understand some terminologies. So first is virtual reality. In this, we have to wear a headset and we enter into a virtual environment. Second is augmented reality. In augmented reality, we bring the virtual objects into the real world. Next is rebuilding of historical objects. By virtually rebuilding the monuments, we can gain more historical importance of that place. Next is virtual museum. There are virtual museums around the world which helps in better understanding of the objects present over there. One of the most important example is British Museum, which is situated in London. Next is mobile augmented reality. By using our own smartphone, we can bring virtual objects into the real world using this technology. The best example is Pokemon Go game. Here are some more terminologies of the computer vision algorithms, SLAM algorithm. We will study SLAM algorithm in depth later. 3D model reconstruction, map-based marker and photogrammetry methodology. So let's see some of the algorithm. First is SLAM algorithm. So let's see what is SLAM algorithm first. SLAM is simultaneous localization and mapping. It is a markerless based feature point mapping algorithm. That is, it detects the feature point without using any physical markers. Okay, so now let's see how SLAM works. So SLAM analyzes each frame for key points. Frame is our image and key point is our feature points. So SLAM analyzes it and it stores it into a map. So whenever we get a new frame, it will be first compared with all the frames available into the map, and if it is a better version of the previous frame, it will be optimized by that frame. So it helps in improving the detection of our structure. Also, there are another important feature, that is loop detection and loop closing. As the name suggests, loop detection and loop closing means if we have a patch, like if we just detect a part of a structure, it will automatically detect the whole structure by just that part of the structure. Next is fusion algorithm. In fusion algorithm, it is a upgraded version of our SLAM algorithm, and in Vuforia HDK, this algorithm is used. It is a combination of SLAM and BI SLAM, but it has certain conditions which has to be met. First is it should be rich in detail. It should have a good contrast, and there should not be any repetitive patterns in it. Also, the more the pixels, better its accuracy will be. So, if we have a 250 by 256 pixel, the accuracy will be 68%, and if we have a 1920 into 1080, the accuracy will be 96%. So next is our depth sensing algorithm. It is divided into three parts. First is camera calibration. In stereo camera calibration, image the snapshot of images are taken, and with the help of that, the 2D edge of the image is detected, and 3D and 2D interconnection is done. The next is we have two options. One is single frame depth sensing and second is multi-frame depth sensing. In single frame depth sensing, only one image is used for depth sensing. In multi-frame, multiple images are used. So we will compare it later. And the last but not the least is augmented reality rendering. In this augmented reality rendering, there are two parts. The first is the foreground and next is the background. So the background is our image and the foreground is the artificial object that we have to place there. So the object that we have to place there should be in such a way that the foreground and the background should blend properly. So augmented reality rendering is done perfectly using depth sensing algorithm. Now let's compare the parameters, that is single frame and multi-frame. In single frame, the sharpness is good. In multi-frame also sharpness is good. But in single frame, there is one disadvantage, that the foreground and background has a slight difference that can be seen. But in multi-frame, as there are multiple images, this is not the case. Next is the dimensions. So in single frame, a single image is used, therefore no dimension is used there. But in multi-frame, as there are multiple images, all the images should be of the same size. Okay, so we have a triangular formula here, that is you can see on the screen. So there are three axes, x, y, and z axis. Here, all the as you can see, there are many parameters. So let's see what all of them are. So PL is nothing but the matched pixel pair and target pixel pair, and B is the baseline length of the stereo camera, and S is the focal length of both the camera. So the solution that we have provided are three. We have divided the project into the three different parts. First is the mobile application, which is built using Unity 3D and Vuforia engine. Next is our content management stack, which is built using React.js. And third is our backend, that is Spring Boot. And all of them are interconnected using Kafka Message Broker. Okay, so now let's go to technologies. The technology that we have used here is C# programming language. As Unity uses C#, we have used C# over here. Blender and Maya is used for recreation. Vuforia is divided into two: Vuforia engine and Vuforia database. As the name suggests, engine is our server and database is used for storing feature point mapping. React is used in our website, and Spring Boot is used for our information server.
Now moving on toward the practical implementation of the project. So before looking at the practical implementation, let's have a look at the use case of our application. So here you can see there are 6 main entities that we are trying to cover over here. App and user will be in direct interaction with each other. Vuforia engine, Vuforia database will be interacting with each other. MySQL and Spring Server will be interacting with each other. And finally, the app, Vuforia engine and Spring Server will interact with each other. Now looking at the UI perspective, how we are planning to design our UI from the application point of view. So first, user will be seeing a login screen, and if you don't have an account, then he can sign up, and if he has the account, then he can log in directly and see the dashboard. On the dashboard, there are multiple options provided to the user. So one of the options is like latest news section, when he can see all the latest news that we are working on, or he can see all the new offers that we have to provide him or her. Now if you click here to open the camera, the main UI will be shown to you. On the camera itself, there are few options. First option is to get the story mode. So if we have some visual representation of an architecture, that can be shown over here. Secondly, we have an inbuilt map to provide the users. This map is a static map. So if you want to get the real-time location, you can just click on the navigate button and automatically the Google map will be opened. Now coming to the architecture. So first, user will point the camera towards any structure. That structure will be detected. That structure will be sent to the repository. Now repository will process that structure and try to find the appropriate match for that picture. So this will happen with the help of matching feature points that are present in the image. So for this image, these are the feature points that the server will detect. Now, here it will try to match the feature point with another image that are present in the database. So now for reference, these are the feature points exactly look like produced by the SLAM Fusion algorithm. Now moving forward, here you can see that the first image that the algorithm is trying to match is not been matched as many matching parameters are out of phase. So it will take another image present in the database and then it will try to extract its feature points and then try to match the feature points with the input image. Here you can see that the feature points are matched and there is a probability. If it is more matched than the probability, then it will get to know that this is the provided image. Now, second important part is to identify which parts are to be sent to complete the image. So it will first run an algorithm that will detect all the broken parts in the input image. Now, the same algorithm will be run on the backend side and the information will be propagated over here. Now here, all the parts that needs to be completed are being extracted from the completed model that is present in the database. Now on this extracted part, depth sensing algorithm will be run and this will regenerate the structures and give its original color back to it. Now moving forward, these images will be again sent to the repository and this repository will send it to the mobile, that is the final destination. So you can see only that part of the structure will be completed and the user will get a extraordinary experience. Now the final outcome that we are able to produce in the real-time environment is being shown. First, this is the image that is been completed by us. So here on the left side you can see the windows and the walls are broken over here, as well as the pillar that is broken. From our perspective, if this image has been completed and that has been completed from a mobile application, then it is looking like this. Second example that I want to give is the pillars over here. So here there was originally a darbar consisting of many pillars, and after our completion it will look like this. Now for the final part, this is the upper broken wall part of the fort, and if we complete this structure it will look like this. Now the practical demonstration of the project are as follows.
So this is the mobile application of Complete the Incomplete. So as you can see, to get into the application, first you have to enter the valid credentials. That is the valid username and the password which has been stored in the database. Then only we can log in into the system. So if we don't have an account, we can use the option of sign up, or else we can connect with Google or Facebook. So let's click on the sign up button to register into the application. These are the three fields: email, password and confirm password. After filling these fields, we can get ourselves registered into the application. So let's enter the valid credentials to get into the application. That is the username ctic@12.co and the password. So let's log in into the system. So this is the dashboard of the application where different forts from the different parts of the India have been covered using our application. Each fort includes number of structures, videos and graphics related to it with full information and the package. So Raigad Fort, Elephanta Caves, Kolaba Fort, Ellora Caves, Vasai Fort and Qutub Minar we can see on the screen. Announcement related to these monuments has been displayed on the screen. To get the practical implementation, we can click on the button to open the camera. So this is the first structure we had tried to complete, that is upper broken wall, start of the Vasai fort. So here on the left hand side of the screen, you can see it is the normal phone recorder. You can see the wall is broken from the middle, but on the right hand side, we had tried to complete that wall using our application. You can see the upper side of that pillar is also getting completed using our application. If we move our camera from one side to another, then augmentation is not breaking. You can see on the screen. The edges are very sharp and it is clearly completing the broken part. Another structure is broken wall, walls of Kila. This is the another structure we had tried to complete. This wall is long enough and it is broken also. So we had tried to complete as much as we can. So on the right hand side, we can see the part of the wall is getting completed. So another interesting feature is story mode. Here, after pointing our camera to a particular structure, we can see the graphics or videos related to that monument, and we can have more closer look to the history of the monument. We can enjoy this feature for provided monuments. So this is the one video. Another feature is map of monument. So here you can see 3 places of the fort. Start of the fort, one structure we had tried to complete, and third one is the wall. So this is the static map of all the structures we had tried to complete with our application. And those structures has been shown using the stars. You can see the location of the user also. This is for when you don't have an internet. But navigate through Google Maps, this option is also given. Here you can use the current user location with the all completed forts of Vasai fort or completed structures of the Vasai fort has been also completed. You can see on the screen. So let's move to another structure, that is pillar reconstruction darbar. On the left hand side, you can see there is nothing like a darbar. But on the basis of the remnants and the pillars of the fort, we had tried to complete the whole darbar of the Vasai fort. So here, we had tried to match the color of the background, that is the color of the fort, and the patch we had provided to complete the picture, to complete the monument. So here we are using depth sensing. You can see the result of the depth sensing on your screen.
Okay, so this is our admin website. So let's enter into our admin website so admin can edit things. So sign in. So this is our dashboard. This is our monthly revenue, and these are the number of new orders that have been placed. And this is just a small introduction of our application, complete the incomplete. So let's now go to catalog. Catalog consists of structures and forts. So let's see the structures first. So as you can see here, these are all the structures that we are currently working on, and there are total 40 of them. And as we have 8, we are currently working on 8 monuments. So we have 5 of each. The last 5 are of Vasai Fort. So let's see one of that image. So this is one of the Vasai Fort structure. So we are getting the image from this link. And now let's see the details. Okay, so this is the reference number, this is the price, width, height, and the category. As I told you that we have 8 monuments, so we can give any category of that, and this is the stock. So now let's go to the description of the structure. Okay, let's first edit the stock. So let's give it 100 out of 120. Now let's go to description. In description, you can give any description and we can make many modifications to it. Let's save it. So as we have edited it, so element got updated as you can see over here. So now let's create one of the structure. So I will make a structure. I will like get a structure of Ajanta and Ellora cave. I already have a link. So let's paste it over here. Now let's go to the details. So reference, we will first give a reference of it. So Ajanta and Ellora have a reference of FO. So we will give the reference to it, and then we will give it the price. So let's give the price of 50, width and height of 45 and 45. As it belongs to Ajanta and Ellora, so let's give it Ajanta and Ellora. And for the stock, let's give it 99. Okay, now for the description, let's write a small description for it. So, oh, sorry. Okay, so the description will be, yeah, this is a monument in Ajanta and Ellora caves. Okay, let's save it. So as you can see that this structure will be created. So now let's see that this got reflected or not on our structures page. So yeah, it will be the first one. So yes, let's see it. Okay, yeah, it got created successfully over here as we can see. Now let's see the fort. So as I already told you that we have 8 structures, 8 monuments. So let's, if I just want to see Ajanta Ellora Caves products, so just click on products. It will automatically get segregated. These are all the structures of Ajanta and Ellora Caves. Also, there is one more feature here. Like if you click on edit, so you can directly edit all the stuff from here. So yeah, these are all the structure of Ajanta and Ellora Caves. We can directly edit it from here. Okay, now let's go to the workforce. In workforce, we have two tabs, that is structure and segments. So let's see all the employees first. Okay, so these are all the employees working in our firm. So there are around 60 to 64 employees working in our firm, and all of them have their own roles, and they also have tags as you can see. Some of them are team lead and some of them are a manager. So like, okay, let's edit one of them. So this guy's address is not there, so let's edit his address. So yeah, let's give city Goa. Okay, and just save it. So as you can see here, the element will be getting updated. Okay, now let's create one employee. Okay, so I will be creating an employee of my own. So yeah, that is Shreyans. Let's fill all the details, as all of this is compulsory. Let's give the address. Zip code and the city. And let's give the segment. So these are all the categories that can be given. So let's give him one of them as DevOps and just save it. So as you can see, element got created. Now let's see if it got reflected into our employees table or not. So if we have a search bar over here, so you can directly search the name. Okay, so yeah, we can see that the element got successfully created over here. It is DevOps engineer. Now let's go to the segments. These are all the segments that we have. We have 6 roles, and team lead and manager are there. So let's see one of them, that is front end developers. All the front end developers will be segregated over here, so you can see all the front end developers. Also, like I just want to see all the managers, so if I click on managers employee, so all the 6 roles will have one manager. So yeah, we have all the managers over here. Okay, so that's from the workforce side. So let's close the workforce part and move on to the sales part. Okay, yeah, so moving on to the sales part, we have the orders in the sales part. So let's see all the orders over here. So we have 10 orders from 10 customers. Okay, so number of items are over there, cost is over there, and reference will be given, and on the dates are also available over here. Okay, so this is our customer based website. That is, the customer will be redirected to this web application. So this is our nav bar in which we have home, about us, features, purchase, account, and contact. So this is a single page web application. So if you click on about us, you will be redirected on the same page but just downwards. So let's discuss each of them in detail. So first is about us. So in this we have our mission, our plan, and our vision. Next is features. So these are all the features, that is our services that we provide. That is reconstruction, information, audio, video, maps, blueprint, and analysis. So we provide these 6 services. Next is facts. So in India there are 520 monuments, out of which 250 are deteriorated. So we are working on this many ports, and these are the completed one. So in purchase, we have 4 categories. The first is if you are a solo traveler. Second is school colleges. Third is travel agencies, and fourth is track for the person who hosts tracks. So if you, these are all of them available. So if you want, we can segregate it. So this first is for a solo traveler. So this is the rate for solo traveler, and these are all the places that he can visit. Second is for school colleges. Third is for travel agency, and fourth is for Daredevil tracker. Next is contact us, and yeah.
Okay, so first now let's have a look at our ER diagram of the database. So here we have 5 tables. First one is the announcement, which will contain all the announcement related to the monuments. Second is the monuments itself. Third one is the structure itself, which will hold the structure details. Next is the customer one, which will hold the details of the customer. And the last but not the least is the employee itself, where all the employees' detail will be stored. So let's look at some of the relations that we can find over here. Admin can create the announcement, admin can modify the announcements, admin can modify the employees as well, as at the same time admin can take new employees. Now we have a role-based access over here. So one role that you have already seen is the admin one, which an employee can have. There are many more roles that the employee can have. So one of the role is researcher. So admin and researcher can modify the monuments. At the same time, they can add the monuments. And if we go below, admin and researcher can also add the structures. Customer can update their profiles. One special relationship that we have over here is between structure and the employees. Admin and graphical designer can complete the structures. Therefore, one admin can complete multiple structures. Therefore, it is an M2N relationship. Therefore, we had to build a relationship table. So now let's have a look at the backend, which is made in Spring itself. In the Spring, we have used Hibernate and JPA to make it totally DB independent and create the database on the fly. By creating the database on the fly, means we can use whatever database we feel, just we have to create the database for the initial time, and the tables in it will be automatically created. Let me demonstrate you that. So now here I will create a database with the name CTIC, and I will just only create the database. Here you can see there are no tables created in itself. So now what I will do, I will start the server which is made in Spring. So by running the server, you can see like in the initial part, Spring has been written over here. Now the server is getting started. Here in the terminal, we can see it. And the start has been completed. So now if we go and have a look at the database, then we can see all the tables are being created automatically on the fly. Also, for the ease of the APIs that are made into the backend, made available to the front end, we have a Swagger inbuilt for the API docs. So here you can see that the Swagger is getting opened, and it has all the controllers and the model as well. So the database model that we saw is being shown over here for all the tables. At the same time, All the APIs that are being built can be shown over here, and at the same time they can be executed from over here. There are various controllers that we have created. As per one entity, we have created one controller. So customer controller, at the same time employee controller, main controller, monument controller, and structure controller. For individual of them, we have created a controller and the APIs that can be served to the front end. These are the references that we took to complete this entire project. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you.